It said this video is not made for kids, so I actually wish I'd seen a similar life when I was like 12 years old or 18 years old. What if you're like 18 years old, you discover a cold approach and your father learns you about cold approach. So I'm an overthinker and I mastered cold approach. What a title. We're gonna talk about overthinking. We're gonna talk about feeling nervous, feeling shy, being the introverted guy, being the self-critical, analytical guy. We're gonna talk about overthinking, talking about an obsession with fixing yourself and how, despite all these things, you can actually still have great results in dating women and cold approach. Because I realized I often still go in overdrive with overthinking. I often still feel very introverted, but I'm already getting great results. So the question is, what has changed? And how can I help you guys with overcoming this and changing this? Because I know a lot of dudes are sitting at home watching a ton of cold approach content, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're actually going to do anything. And also, something to talk about is just the last week, what I've been doing and how my experience um, doing solo cold approach sessions and sessions with my friend here in Ghent have been. Stuff happened. I had a really nice instant date with a local girl, and then the next day I received a package from my ex-girlfriend, totally unexpected, uh, which I thought was a sign of love, but it was actually a tomb with a bunch of relics in like a shoebox, heavy shoebox with handwritten notes, cards, sort of love letters. That was a strange experience talking about overthinking. And then the next day, which is yesterday, I had a very good solo session in the cold in Ghent after like 5, 6 p.m. So there's barely any people out on the streets. Still had a very good solo session. I'm gonna talk about how I manage all these things because being introverted, or at least identifying as an introverted guy, is something interesting. It's very dangerous to label yourself as an introvert because these things are actually fluid, so it changes over time. Yeah, as a young boy, before I was like 5, 6 years old, I was actually very expressive. Like on one side, I was very shy. You could say introverted and sensitive, like a mama's kid. But on the other side, um, I would be very dominant at times. I would be the leader in a group of friends, and then growing up, that kind of changed over time. So if I do a personality test, I'm actually in the middle of the spectrum, between introvert and an extrovert. I'm actually in the middle. Uh, I would say I think I was like 1 or 2% on the extroverted side. So it totally depends on your mood and how you see yourself. That's interesting to think about. Something else I thought as well is once I did a personality test, and even well, not once, I did several. One of them was Jordan Peterson's 12 personality types something test. Can't really remember the name. And I had the highest possible score on openness, which means since I'm a jazz musician as well, which means I'm a creative person, and also that I'm constantly in this endless carousel of different options, comparing everything. Oh, I could do this, I could do that. She said this, she said that. What if I had done this and that? Blah 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 blah. Talking about cold approach, talking about social interactions, friends, family, relationships with other people. My favorite topic, and it can become an obsession actually. So that's the ultimate superpower, definitely in cold approach, but it's also, well, like a weak side maybe, because it can be overwhelming and it can it can become a form of avoidance as well, where you are maybe looking for certainty while in reality you just need direction. So yeah, um, some things that might help you with this to make sure that you're in an optimal state and that you actually take action and you talk to people is nofap. So I've been experimenting with the semen retention story. Nofap, um, it's quite incredible. Definitely after day 3, I would say between day 3 and day 7, going on, you have so much more social momentum, and your overall state improves just massively. And so the sexual energy is actually, it's actually social energy as well. That's an interesting thing to think about. So yeah, no fap. Sleep is another one that's really important. If you don't sleep, you're fucked, and it will destroy your social interactions if you're sensitive to it. Another one is alcohol. You don't wanna drink alcohol. It's just some people see alcohol as this relief, as this thing to relax, but it's just when I see alcohol, I basically see social anxiety problems and yeah, avoidance. That's what it is. I don't believe in alcohol. The best, like the best time in my life where I felt massive improvements in my dating life was basically when I completely quit alcohol, which is more than 4 or 5 years ago. I don't drink ever. So yeah, try to not drink for a month and see how that improves your overall well-being and your social skills and your dating life. It's a complete misconception that you need to drink on dates. I mean, I'm taking girls to cocktail clubs, cocktail bars, and I don't even think about the fact that I will not drink or drink alcohol. I just don't do it, and the girls are just fine with it, by the way. So yeah, so don't drink. Keep your surroundings in mind as well. Your friends, the people you spend time with. Be sure to do normal social activities as well. That's an interesting one. And then, yeah, of course, porn. I like the way Joseph said it. You don't want to watch porn because, and I know that YouTube is, full with stuff on no fab and semen retention and how it, people love to talk about your brain and the dopamine levels and want to make it into this hormone thing. And I guess some of it is true, but the way Joseph said it, and maybe he got it from Jazz, is you don't want to watch porn where a man has sex with another woman because then you're the guy who's watching another guy doing it. And that, in its term, will lower your self esteem. And I found out a very interesting insight because how the hell can you, how the hell can you, what, like, what's the story you're telling yourself if you're watching porn? You're basically saying to yourself, I cannot have sex right now, so I will like touch myself looking at another man having sex. And then the thing with it is, if you compare it with normal masturbation, is it's more depleting. And then the next day when you just go out, talk at look at women and people walking in the city center, going to the gym, for example, you you really feel that your eye contact and your body language is just less grounded. It just sucks for at least like 2 days, at least 2 days, I would say, even longer. Like I remember the last time I I watched porn, and it's the issue with it is that you think it will help you sleep, which by the way it doesn't really. It's like thinking alcohol will make me less anxious. It's more like a sedative. and thinking porn will give me better sleep or it will relax me. But how the hell does something that basically destroys your nonverbal language, I mean your body language and your destroys your self-esteem, how the hell does that help you relax? It's garbage. So yeah, so the last time I watched porn was um I don't remember. It's been more than a month now. And the next day I went to the gym. And if I want to go to the gym, I have to get in an elevator that goes to the third floor here in the city center. So I got into that elevator, and right before the door closes and the thing is about to go up, there's like two Latina, I think, two Brazilian girls. Like they look like twin sisters. Definitely sisters, maybe twin sisters, and they're just absolutely smoking, right? And I ignored them. Something inside my body was giving me signals of like, no, I can't do it. Completely blocked. And I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cold approaches. Uh, and my mind was like, no, I can't do this. I'm not feeling right. Didn't feel like talking to anybody. Didn't hold decent eye contact. It just lowers your self-esteem. And I'm blaming it on the porn, really. So, and it's true because ever since that day, everything has just massively improved. Another thing I discovered is if you go on a date with a girl and she doesn't want to sleep with you, for example, this Moroccan girl who I spent a decent amount of time with, she happens to be actually my neighbor. So she's a Muslim girl, and she, well, because she's Muslim, she said last time something about, in my culture, I have to be married. I have to get married before I sleep with a guy, which is fine, which is normal. But so you're spending this time with a woman, very attractive girl, lying like half naked in bed. She was like completely naked apart from her underwear. And yeah, so she didn't allow me to touch her between her legs. And but it was still a great night. This is really, really good experience. I mean, she's just a fun girl. Usually I just go there because she invites me to watch a movie or something. We're just sitting there and making out. And so no sex happens, and then the next day I wake up and I'm just completely boosted because of this hot chick you're making out with. And you could think, well, oh, you're a loser, you're a beta male because you didn't sleep with the girl, you didn't fuck her, that's what people always say. But actually, I felt that my cold approaches the next day were so good, so incredibly good, that this is a good thing. So just to guys out there, like, if you're on a date with a girl, she doesn't want to have sex with you, then thank her for the great approaches you're about to have in the coming days. So yeah, that's something to think about. Um, what else? So yeah, porn destroys eye contact, destroys your body language. Don't do it. It's okay to jerk off. We're not talking about endless religious semen retention, but experiment with no fap. I would recommend cycles of a week if you can do a week. If you can do 5 days, awesome. And if you touch yourself, don't watch porn. Don't watch porn. Do something else. Watch which one? Watch look at some pictures or something. So yeah, that's one of the things that will increase your overall state, give you more social momentum, make you less anxious, uh, and funny thing with this as well is you'll still think about things, but it's like the emotional load of this quote unquote problems you have in your mind is just significantly less, which is exactly what you want. Because you could say I'm an overthinker, I'm an introvert, I'm over analytical. Okay, well, there's two ways that you can look at this. One way is you recognize the problems as problems because your body is basically telling you there's something you need to solve and you want to solve it right now because you're a pragmatic guy. You're like, I should be doing something, but I don't know what. That's one of the reasons for overthinking. or there's a choice you need to make between A and B, which causes friction and stress, and you're uncertain about which thing you should drop and which thing you should choose. uh, so another thing is just to learn or reframe problems as opportunities, right? And then basically don't recognize them as problems. But that's a tough one. I think the combination of both is necessary. So yeah, and then based on that, I had in the last week two just incredibly good solo sessions, and good means that the compliments are good. The women are just, you know, fucking euphoric with the fact that they're getting a compliment from a stranger. They're just like, whoa, what the hell is this? You can see their eyes like, hey. They just absolutely love it. So that's good for me. That's good for me. That's important to me, because you're really out there to build social momentum. And then some girls give their numbers, some of them ghost you or disappear. Who cares? You just need to continue. But so yeah, really good cold approaches. um and that's in a great part because of the nofap. That's one of those things, so definitely try it. um so yeah, again, on the overthinking, uh as a great personal example, in the last week, after receiving that package, after, so at some days, like right now, it's just very rainy. Like, what are you gonna do? Your friends are working, you're sitting at home, you finish with your work day. You could sit here, you could open Netflix, right? Maybe you roll a joint, you look at Netflix, or you go out and you do a solo session in the dark when it's cold, when there's not a lot of people out on the city, and you still get results and you still have incredible experiences, which is how I got the instant date. So I got on a bus thinking like, yeah, fuck this. I'm not gonna sit at home thinking about the goddamn package I received. That's garbage, you know? I'm already overthinking everything enough. So walking for the sake of walking actually helps as well with overthinking. Yeah. So you can do that. Which is what I did. I got on a bus. The bus stops in the city center, and the bus stop in the city center is right next to McDonald's. So I walk past McDonald's straight into the shopping street, thinking, okay, let me walk for the sake of walking. And if there's a girl I like, I'll stop her. And by this point, I'm definitely like day 5 of semen retention, before I was in Holland and went to the hotel with the cute Dutch girl. So I see one girl walking my direction, and I'm not sure if we had eye contact, but we definitely notice each other. And my internal process, my mindset, what I was thinking was, she's really hot. I want her. And that's what I was thinking when I approached her. I caught up with her for like not even 10 seconds. I turned around. I stop her, give her the compliment, and this girl's listening to music. She's wearing this Nike tracksuit, and she was like really confused, like, huh, what, why are you talking to me? Huh, what's this? And it just felt very raw, very animalistic. And just the way we're dressed, like our styles are totally different. I look like some sort of, I don't know, classy white boy I had like a high collar woolen sweater and a black leather jacket, and she's here with her, with Nike trainers, Nike suit, looking like a hip hop girl, basically like a gangster. I call her the gangster girl. And she has this attitude straight from the start, like a bad girl crazy attitude, but she was also kind of playful with it. And she just said, yeah, thanks for the compliment, like, huh, what's going on? She's confused, and she wants to continue walking, seems distracted. And I already felt it coming, like, this is gonna be the old, oh, I'm in a hurry, I have to go, I have to go, I have to go, the same stuff. So I commanded her to stop again as she was trying to escape. And I said I don't really remember what I said, but I said, I want to take you out for a drink. And she said, yeah, sure, but I really need to eat first. And she was on her way to McDonald's, where I got off the bus. So she invited me to go with her, and then we sat in McDonald's. I basically had some sort of instant date at McDonald's where she bought me a Coke Zero. And even when she was tapping her order into the screen at McDonald's, she was just giving me an attitude like, what the fuck are you saying this? Why are you doing this? Blah, 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 looking and laughing. And it had this flirty tone. And the whole evening, because we were sat at McDonald's and then we went to a nice bar together. We spent about 3 hours together. The entire evening, the entire instant date is based on like pure raw attraction of me thinking I want this girl, and then her thinking, "Whoa, this is weird. The hell's going on?" But this guy's also kind of hot, and the whole social dance around it was just us figuring out like what the hell's going on. And there were a lot of very long silence, and sometimes we were just sitting there for like 1 minute, 2 minutes, not a word. She was giving me an attitude all the time, but I just knew she was attracted to me. And yeah, I was just laughing with her the entire evening, just laughing. That's funny. And then told her at the end of the date that I would call her, which I did, and she picked up, and yeah, I'll see her again. So all this is based on overthinking and being introverted. So it's all possible. The most important thing is that you go out and that you stop somebody and start a conversation. That's really what it's about. Because yeah, belief follows action. That's the point. You can surprise yourself with what's possible once you do an approach. It will give you an instant date. Literally, it will give you an instant date. So those are things influencing your state and your well-being when approaching. And maybe as a final thing here, because that's something I was doing when I started cold approaching alone before I got coached by Christian and joined the entourage, is if you're already kind of seeing a girl or girls, or if you have a sort of a girlfriend or in a situationship, you you're setting yourself up for failure. Because and this is maybe not true for all the guys, but this is true for me, is once in your brain you have this, the girlfriend mental bandwidth is taken with, you know, a woman that in some way you perceive as very important, you have some sort of relationship with her, this can actually, you know, limit your success in meeting new women. So if you're undecisive on that, it can actually negatively impact your results in cold approach, which basically means you should choose to have either a relationship with her, or yeah, or just, you know, tell them to get lost and live your life. So yeah, I think that's it. It's gonna be a short life, instant dates, no fap. Try doing the no fap. Stop watching porn. Um, yeah, just see how no fap influences you. Go to the gym. If you want to build social momentum fast in a week, start with no fap. Go to the gym every day. Try to sleep better, which I definitely haven't figured out, by the way. But start with no fap. Um, Go to the gym every day. Do normal social activities. Go to a restaurant. Make phone calls to your friends, family. Stop listening to music in public. Stop wearing headphones at the gym. It's ridiculous. Don't do it. Um, do everything on foot. Go for long solo walks. Make a habit out of walking alone in the city center, and start doing approaches and feel the difference on day one, day two, day three, four, five, six, seven, eight. It will improve. It will definitely improve. So yeah, that's it for today. I don't think I have anything else to say.